Epstein with your morning flash update for this Wednesday, the 26th of June, 2024. Getting on to 8:30 a.m. Central Time. All of the stock indices sort of caving in. Not a crash, don't take my words wrong there, but certainly coming down. Yesterday it was ball's game, time to come out of the metals. I thought they'd hold up better in the gold, and yesterday I took things off in GLD, I took things off in the futures contract and just called it a day. And good news, because the market's down another $22. The dollar's winning by bids, and you can see most of the currencies down. And in the end, remember what I told you, I know how this works, I've been around this a long time. Until the Bank of Japan really does something, people will test. And the speculators keep pushing, and now they've got new contract lows in the end, and they'll see what the resolve of the bank is. The bank has been fighting, raising interest rates. They've got a meeting coming up shortly. They're going to have to do something. It's dangerous because if they do something bold, you could walk into a 150-point gain in the end. May not last, but that's what you're dealing with at any time. In the grain markets, it's continued selling in the complex as we've got nice weather now. I know it was very hot, but that's moderating. We still have wet fields, which are good, not soaked. Yes, when you see the TV and they show the levees breaking in parts of Iowa that are under, yes, but that's not all of the cornfields, and a lot of them got much needed rain and they're in pretty good shape. Bonds and notes sinking back right now. Remember, Friday we get the PCE numbers, so there's a certain amount of what is that going to show? Is there going to be enough? Will the Fed be able to do something? We've been getting Fed members coming out, and one thing after the other, they are just holding that the data doesn't say to cut. It's really that simple so far. Gasoline up, but most of the other energy sitting still, and still a lot of natural gas being produced. Cotton trying to weaken right in this general zone. When we look at the data today, there's not a lot, but what we did get was the mortgage market numbers, and they came in with a gain of 0.8% in the index itself. You're up 1.2 in the purchase index. That's interesting, who's buying. And we're looking at the refi down a tenth. New home sales will come out at 9 this morning, and that should be interesting too, to see how well they're doing and what the supplies look like as things go through. So, you know, this is a market that if you're watching your chart action, you're getting a lot of outside days. They are super important. An outside day is either a continuation pattern or a pause pattern. It's one of the two. And it can give you an edge in the market if you learn how to read them. They don't just occur for no reason. And sometimes you'll get an upside reversal, and the next day you take out that day's low. What do you do with it? I teach you all this in my outside day course, and you get this pattern a lot. I use it. I can't imagine that there isn't a day of the week that I don't see one of these patterns show up. And when I'm in the markets for clients and telling them what to do, I'm always bringing this up to them. So my course, it's video. You get the charting software to go along with everything. I think you'll see that it talks about trend, where you might go, objectives off of it, especially if it's a continuation pattern. Where might that be acting as a catalyst to carry you further? You go to iraepstein.com. Under the word courses, that's where this one is located. And it does cover stocks, options, futures, the whole gamut. If you can chart it, you can do it. And you get all this. You get my research for 2 weeks with it, and the charting software. You can follow what I do, and I mention it each morning when we see them. iraepstein.com, or you can move your cursor to the top. You'll see an icon. Give it a click. See you in the course. Take care.